Hi, welcome back to Ebb and Flow Creative Co. My name is Emmy. Today I will be sharing my current watercolor palette. I've been using this palette for about a year, but I've been using it a lot lately. It has become my kind of go-to palette whenever I want to paint with watercolor. And so I'll be sharing the colors that are in it. It's not a standard watercolor palette at all. So I want to share some of my favorite colors right now. So when I made this watercolor palette, I had an office outside of the house, and most of my art supplies were there. And so I made this palette to be my home palette. And so I just wanted to put most of the colors I was enjoying. When you get one of these palettes, you can take this little metal piece out and add more colors with little magnets at the bottom if you want, but I haven't found the need to add more colors. It's a pretty good one for me. There are some colors in here I don't actually use all that often, but I'm grateful for them when I do need them. So my first color, by the way, almost all of these are Daniel Smith, and I will point out when they're not. The first one is Core, and it's Titan Buff. I like having a Titan Buff in there to use for stuff like sand, or as a base for skin tone, for a Caucasian skin tone. Not on its own, but add a lot of color to it, and it becomes nice. It's nice as a light color for animals too. My next one is Daniel Smith Nickel Azo Yellow. I prefer a warm yellow, and this is my favorite yellow. I find warm yellow to just be a little more versatile. My next one is, most people put it with brown, but I'm putting it with yellow. It's a Winsor Newton Quinacridone Gold, and I really love this color because it is kind of brown on its own, but when you add water, it becomes the prettiest glowy yellow. And so it's very similar to the Nickel Azo Yellow when it's diluted, but you can get the darker tones in it too, which kind of give it like a honey glow to it. The next one is Daniel Smith Transparent Pyrrole Orange. And normally orange has never been in my palette, but I really do enjoy this color. I like to mix it with the bright rose. Like if I do something with bright rose, just dropping in a dot of the pyrrole orange, it makes it so vibrant and beautiful. So I really enjoyed that. The next one is Daniel Smith Pyrrole Red. This is a warm red, which I never thought that I liked until I did an exercise to use some of my least favorite colors. And I kind of fell in love with it during that time. It is a little bit opaque, but I don't really mind that. The next one is it's Rembrandt Carmine. And I don't really reach for it that much, but it's nice when I need a darker red. I find that I don't love Pyroline red. It gets a little, I don't know, muddy, I guess. So this is a nice cool red, and I really like it. It's really nice for like fruit, like cherries and stuff. Okay, the next one is Daniel Smith Quinacridone Coral, and this is one of my favorite colors. I use it a lot when I need a red, but I want it to be just a little bit softer, and it dilutes to a very pretty pink. The next one is Holbein Shell Pink. This one is a pale pink. It has white mixed in it, so it is opaque, but I really enjoy it. I like to use it for blush, like cheek blushes on animals or people, or you know, just really anything. Holbein Bright Rose. This is one of my favorite colors. I used to really enjoy opera, but this one has become my favorite. And it's a very cool pink. And I just love it so much. The next one is Daniel Smith Rose of Ultramarine. And this is the only purple on my palette. The next one we could say is maybe a purple, but I treat it as a blue. This is my only purple. It's a warm purple, and I really love this color. The only thing is it needs a few more minutes with water sitting on it for it to activate, but when it's at its full tone, it is very dark. And I really like it. It's probably the only purple I like. All right, the next one is Holbein Lavender, and I use this color a lot. It also has white mixed in, so it is opaque, and it's really just ultramarine and white, so I like to use it more as a light blue. All right, the next one is Daniel Smith Indian Throne Blue, and it's a dark blue, kind of warm, a warm blue, and I just think it's so pretty. All right, my next one is Indigo. It's Daniel Smith Indigo, and I go through periods where I'm obsessed with indigo and it's all I want to paint with. It's a nice dark color, and I like using it instead of black sometimes. My next one is Daniel Smith Cobalt Blue. I put this in my palette instead of ultramarine to see if I liked it, and I don't really use it enough to have a definite opinion on it. I'm not missing ultramarine, but it's a little more of a primary blue, I would say. Winsor Newton, it's the pro level, so not the student grade, cerulean blue. And so far, this has been my favorite brand of this color. I love the way that it granulates. It's just a very, very pretty color. I like it for skies, mainly. But it's nice anywhere you need a light blue. My next color is Daniel Smith Cobalt Teal Blue, and I'm going to need to refill this color soon because I use it a lot. It is my favorite color, and it's a nice aqua blue. It's perfect for water or really anything. I use it quite often. All right, my next one is Daniel Smith Phthalo Turquoise, which is very easy to mix with a phthalo blue and a phthalo green. But I really love this color, and I found I was mixing it all the time, and so I bought a tube, and I enjoy it a lot. My next color is Holbein Davies Gray, and this is kind of a greenish gray color. I don't use it as much as I thought I would, but I do like it. It's pretty. It adds a little something different when you're painting flowers and you need a different gray. But I really do like mixing it with the phthalo turquoise. I'll mix them up, make sure. Because it makes a really pretty grayed down aqua color. And so I really like that color. All right, my next color is Daniel Smith Sap Green. This is my favorite green. I love a warm green, and I find it to be more versatile. Very pretty. I do wish I had maybe one more green in my palette, but I don't know which one I would choose, so I haven't swapped it out. right, this next one is Daniel Smith Green Gold. I use this one a lot. It's the perfect yellow green, and it can almost go neon. It is so bright, and I love it so much. And I love adding just drops of it into green things to add just a little touch of life. The next two are brown colors, and I honestly don't reach for them that much. Daniel Smith Raw Sienna. You can use this one to mix with the greens or the blues to make another green color. So it's pretty nice to have. And then I have Sennelier Burnt Umber. And burnt umber and a dark blue can be mixed to make a really perfect gray, which is why I have it in here. The next one is Payne's Gray. It is always my favorite. This one is Daniel Smith. And there are times when I'm obsessed with Payne's Gray and that's all I want to paint with. And this one has a nice blue shade to it that I really enjoy. And my last one is Daniel Smith Lunar Black. So normally I don't put black in my palette, but I really love Lunar Black because it is extremely granulating. You can already see it granulating right there. And so if you mix it into colors that you want dark, it also adds the granulating effect, which I really, really enjoy. I just love when paints granulate. So this is my current palette. I'm very happy with it, and I don't really see it changing anytime soon unless some magical new color comes into my life. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I will be listing all of these colors below in the description in case you want to check some of them out. All right, I'm gonna insert a photo of the dried palette here so that you can see it. And I'll lift it up while it's wet. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.